My morning meditation today was a little different. Magdalene had very poignant words of advice to, I feel, all of us. Even though she was answering a question of mine, I feel that it's important to share her message that she gave to me with the world. So I asked if she can come through again to share that. So what I was asking her about, so my really good dear friend Kathleen McGowan, I spent the day with her yesterday, and we were talking about Pope Francis. Pope Francis elevated Magdalene's Memorial Day into a feast day, and that's a pretty big deal. That's a huge step for Magdalene. Uh, but in my morning meditation today, I was like, well, how does it make you feel that they called you the penitent whore for the whore and the prostitute, and you were in penitence for so long? How does that make you feel? And so that's what I want her to respond with today. Because if I tried to do it, and I don't think I could do it as eloquently as she can, and I need to channel more. So here we go. My dearest ones, it is, of course, my great honor to come through with this message for all of you. For we are in a time of great shifting, a great change, a great expansion of time right now. For this is what we are in, an expansion of time that can begin to overlap with other timelines. So this is what is occurring, is these the timeline you currently on it's kind of like swelling and swelling up, and so it's bleeding into other timelines. And as I have taught in the past, present, future, it is all happening right here, right now, all at once. And so a lot of what you would call a past life karma that is actually happening in the same moment right here, right now, can begin to affect you. So it is important to acknowledge why it is coming into your consciousness right now. Why is it coming into your awareness right now of this shift that is occurring within you? And I invite you to take some time to sit with that and kind of, shift through what is past life, what is current life. If it is past life, is it important for me to hang on to? Is it important for me to integrate? Because it's all important, my dear ones. But what we need to focus on is what is going to move us forward. What is going to move us forward into not relying on the old story anymore, but what is going to move us forward? So going back to Christa's question about how do I feel about being called a whore, about a prostitute, about all this. Was I angry at first? To an extent. Luckily, all this began happening after I was at spirit. And my dear ones, when you are in spirit, it is bliss. It is a lot of bliss. So lower emotions of anger or frustration don't occur. I think the most may be disappointment. But it does not hold me back. It does not hold, and it should not hold you back either. I am so honored and grateful that you want to revenge my name, and an honoring of our amazing mother, sister, Hathor and Sekhmet, with that sacred rage. Sacred rage is important because it moves us forward. If it holds you back or holds you in a place of stasis, it is not of value. So I also want to say that it was part of the story and the evolution of who I am and who I am as a Magdalene and the Magdalene title of all the Magdalenes out there. At some point, we're going to face adversity. At some point, we're going to have to step into our big girl shoes, as they say, because we cannot be a Magdalene without overcoming something. So it isn't this part of the whore, the prostitute, the penitent being, and this 30 years of me in the cave, and all this, all the stories and the fables to make me into an entity that goes to our Lord, my Isa, in humbleness, is part of my story, because I did and still do honor him and am in utter humbleness in his presence. But am I penitent? No. I am in honor. And there's a difference. Penitence is this aspect of asking for forgiveness. Honoring is knowing we have slipped off our path, but still honoring the path, whether it be bumpy or roadblocks. It is an honoring. So penitence is a good emotion to move through, not to stay in. So all I ask is that you honor that part of the narrative that is part of my Magdalene story, to honor it, but not to stay stuck in it, not to stay in that sacred rage of constantly having to revenge, for that is not sovereignty, my dear ones. Sovereignty is moving through emotions, moving through all the feels and thoughts, and moving through the story as well. So we must honor this part of my story. We must honor this Pope Francis, who is, as Krista say, she says he is elevating me. I would disagree with that. I would say he is publicly recognizing, and that is a really big deal, as she says. It is a recognition. And so I am greatly and deeply honored for the recognition, and the recognition that every woman and man out there who is honoring Yeshua, who is honoring the way of love, who is honoring the Magdalene path, I want to give you a big, big thank you. And I honor you as well. And blessings, my dear ones. I will leave you with that for now. Okay. So as I said, couldn't do it as gracefully as she did. And it was an honor for me too, because it was a little bit more of a conscious channeling. I wasn't that far. I was right here listening. So, and I just, like, on behalf of all of us, Magdalene, I want to honor and thank you as well for showing us this path and showing us this way of being sovereign in our path. So, I just want to bless you all a great day. And until next time, we will, Ms. Magdalene says, we'll leave you with that for now.